And we'll get to the early stages of the league table shortly. Still early days, obviously. Day one, evening session. In the booth for this one, Scott Frost. No one can get a look at the lowest ball.
Yeah, it's just kind of been the story. Evening session. Tell you what, I did notice though, Sanjin over here hitting balls on the practice tables nearest us, but prior to this match, he was hitting the ball fairly clean. I was pretty impressed. He's got a great break. It's definitely improved. We saw that last week in the European Open. A short cue coming out immediately. Well, there is a benefit to knocking this in. I believe the 2 passes the 9, but if it lays right after knocking the 1 down, he could play the 2-9 combination. First, he's got to get the 1 down. The arm in the back has to be dead straight. And overcut it. Jeremy talks about that a lot. It makes sense, Carl. On the Racing, thicker slate. Possibly when they're going in the air, the cue ball tends to want to cut a little bit more on the jump shot.
Yeah, look at the leave. Got away with 1 there. That could have gone anywhere.
What do you do, Carl? You just flick the top side of this and send it up behind the 8, or do your best?
Yeah, I mean, there's an outside chance of potting it, but there you go.
Yeah, now the 6 in a tough position. Does that allow him to afford an opportunity with a Karaman in the 9, possibly? Possibly a cut to the 9 by the cue ball 2 ways around purple 5 and the 8.
Yeah, that looks kind of inviting, doesn't it?
I think the 6 dictates that shot, right? Just due to where it's at.
Yeah, I think he likes it. He's going to have a go, I believe. Fortune favours the brave. And Capito was brave. He's looking at the cue ball. I think it's dry. It is dry. What a shot, though. Fair play.
Yeah, and I like the speed at which he hit it. My concern was if he doesn't quite get it there, it might hang up. But I don't think it had a chance.
Yeah, Robbie Capito's played 1. He's won 1. So he's off to a nice start. Different story for Sanjin. Played 1. Lost 1.
And it all started with that jump shot. Very difficult, length of the table.
Didn't need to go for it though, did he? He had the option of the push. On the small pocket, how many times are you going to knock the jump shot in?
Yeah, looking back, hindsight 2020, but the push was probably the play, especially on these pockets, like you said. It's what it's all about, making proper decisions and executing at this level.
Alternate break. Race to 5. Well, that'll get the job done nicely. Well controlled. Two tables in the arena. And table 2 the third match of the evening is about to get underway. There you see Yuan Chua, Piers Labutus. That just shows you how different the game of 9-ball can be. Both tables on the shot clock. We're only one rack into the second match of the evening here on centre court. But table 2 is about to start the third match.
Yeah, do you just come off the top side of this, chip it towards a 7 and try and get behind the purple or the green?
Defending UK Open champion Robbie Capito. What a tournament he had there last year in Telford. Actually a snooker tournament going on right now in that very arena. That's where Phil Yates and Michael Muttmullen have vanished off to.
Players' Championship, is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe that's the name of it. I've not seen any of it or heard anything about it though. I don't know who's in it, I don't know who's won, I don't know who's lost. I just know Phil and Michael are there.
Once again, really nice opening. Really just getting to the pink here. He's got to drop down below the 3. Staying on the bottom rail. I think he's good here.
Killed the cue ball nicely, didn't he, Scott? It was very important because the minute you start going on the rail, the next pot lands a little straighter, then you've got to start forcing the ball. Yeah, you can just get the cue ball working.
Yeah, it was a little steeper than I initially thought as well, so he hit it very pure. And this is going to be nice as well. Carried a good angle. Looking good.
Yeah, and he looked good in the final of the UK Open. He played really strong in that final. And if my memory serves me right, I feel like it was a tighter pocket there as well, just under 4. Most Open events we play, the pockets are cut 4 inches in the corners, but this one's just a little under, and it's amazing what difference that can make.
Well, he was just practicing over here with Aloysius Yap, his buddy, and I'll tell you what, he was thumping the pocket. You can tell the way these balls are going in, right, that he's feeling good. We can typically see that from player to player, how they're feeling.
Yeah, we're seeing a different player here, someone who seems to be fairly confident at the table. Getting on with it, knocking the balls in. That's cue ball control. It's the second rack. Robbie Capito. Saying obviously Pehlivanovic has only played the one match and he's lost it. I know it's only 2-0, but if this doesn't go too well, he's going to be playing the last match of the evening on table 2 against Moritz Neuhaus, and this is table 2, first rack. And it's a shocker.
Yeah, this is really a shocker there. The 3-ball miss to the top right by Labutus. Caught it extremely fat. Almost have to wonder if that ball turned over on him a little bit. But most likely just missed it. Big opener for Chua.
Yeah, Chua sits in second. It's kind of joint second because he's played 2-1-2. Labutus sits in 5th. He's played 2-1-1. So you do start to get a bit of a theme, don't you, in this event?
Yeah, a bit toxic. for the negative side and positive for the good side, obviously. And snowball on you, this format. Talk about, hate to use him as an example, David Alcady last year. 14 losses in a row before he won one right at the end. One thing I think has picked up with Sanjin's game is his break, and watch the 9 to the top right, the 3 ruined the party.
Very good friends with Eklund Capchi, and obviously Eklund really crunches the break, and Sanjin's trying to copy that as well. It was a good hit.
Yeah, and a good layout. Purple 5, tricky. I guess the 6 as well. Just float forward, right? You can afford to be steep on the pink here. More angle than less is good. Rail first, Carl.
Yeah, it's difficult to see from here. If you can just knock it in and come out, probably do that. Whatever, just get down middle of the table, don't you? Yeah, just to slow down. All right. This is the big shot coming up now. Got to play a good positional shot here. After potting the purple 5 down the rail, the cue ball's going to be swinging across this way and back over. Overcooked it a little bit, played for the gap. Quite tall, so he should be able to reach this one. Even if he can't, players have got all these sort of extensions now that they whip on the bottom of the cue.
Yeah, does he just come back and forth below, or does he come above the left side pocket? Looks like he's going to just try and come back and forth, or is he going to beat the side pocket? Yeah, back and forth. The stretch was big, Carl. Not a good sign for Sanjin.
Yeah, the stretch was big. And it's the pockets, because they're not big, are catching 80% of this field out at the minute. They don't like it. They've had it too easy over the years.
Yeah, does he force this with a high ball, kind of bending it or arcing it 2 rails around to the top side of the 6? Think he's got to power this.
Capito's making it look like a bar table. Wonderful positional shot there. Couldn't have ended up any better. Staying down on the shot as well.
Yeah, his timing looks really nice.
Labutus is at the table, 1 down. He's on the brown 7. Have you watched much of Labutus, Scott, over the last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, I paid actually pretty close attention to him. 2 years ago at the Derby, finished second to Filler. This year he won the 10-foot event, but it seems like, you know, even outside of that on the World 9-Ball Tour, it seems like he just continues to finish deep. And I think he's one of those players where it's just a matter of time and he does something extra special. I love the way he gets over the ball and just pulls the trigger. It seems like he's lined up before he gets down, like he's just ready to go.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you remember who beat in the Bigfoot final at the Derby or not?
Yeah, Lee Van Corteza.
Okay, well, we know them Bigfoot events, 16 players always field a very strong field, and fair play.
Maybe, I'm pretty sure Lee Van Corteza. Could take that back, but I'm pretty certain.
Really got this breakdown as Capito, hasn't he? He's just getting the arc under the cue ball. Will be a push out called though. Got to make sure you tell the referee or your opponent if there's no referee.
And I don't believe Labutus had played ever on a 10-footer prior to
really?
This year. Yes.
Wow.
I'd talked to him immediately after.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that it makes much of a difference, but you know, when you've been used to playing on 9-foot and then you know you go on the Bigfoot table, it is a little bit. Oh, okay. That cue ball needs to be a little tighter. Yeah,
definitely. There's stretch positions that you just aren't conscious of on the 10-foot.
How much has yourself played on a 10-foot over the years coming from America? Was it a bit of a thing or not really?
A little bit. They tried to hold some invitational one-pocket events like that. We had one in our room. We thought we'd get a lot of play on it by the locals, and we never really did. Just it takes up a lot of space in the pool room, right? So if you're going to take up that kind of real estate, it needs to get some play. I don't know. I think it's a great table. It just hasn't quite caught on yet.
That was my next question. Is the game one pocket better on the 10-foot or is it better on the 9-foot?
Yeah, we immediately found that out pretty quickly. It only lasted 1 year. It was the 10-foot's just got so much space, and all of a sudden you kind of lose control of the pack in these little areas that you can manipulate, and it didn't quite work out the way we expected.
Okay. I believe this is a jump cue he's got a hold of.
You know, where are you going with this? You're just trying to catch the 2 full, Carl, and create some type of distance? I guess? Or are you just going to bank it towards the lower right?
Yeah, I think he knows there's a lot of balls in the centre of the table. He feels like he's a strong favourite. Something could happen.
Well, that's a spectacular hit right there, going towards the 8. That was by design.
Yeah, Ruiz played a similar controlled jump shot against Catch early on. It was beautiful cue ball control with a short stick.
And Sanjin, to me, looks a little bit lost right now.
Well, he shouldn't be because he's at home.
You know how it is, Carl. I mean, when things start to mount, it gets extremely difficult at times. Will snowball on you. Made a nice shot there. I believe he's got him completely covered. Capito looking to come to the bottom rail. I think he needs to catch the bottom side, or would like to catch the bottom side of the 2 off the second rail. Tell you what, it wasn't a bad hit. Just a fraction heavier than he wanted. Still making Pehlivanovic come with the shot, which is all you can ask for.
he's going to have a go at this blue 2 and try and just get the cue ball down here. Obviously, it doesn't pass the purple 5. I don't know if it goes in the same pocket as the blue 2. I suppose just knock it in and hope you get a shot. Could have been worse. Still very thin though, obviously.
Yeah, I think he attacks here, right? Scoreline tells me he's got to attack almost. As long as the reach is there. Yeah, he can get over this ball well. He's a pretty good favorite to get this down. Position pretty natural up and down. Just don't want to catch any of the 9 here. Shouldn't be a problem. Starts with 1. This game, it's basically a must-win. Oh, wiggled it home. He's not as used to the beeps. Hasn't played any Mosconi Cups yet, has he, Carl?
Yeah, he's on 0 Mosconi Cup appearances. This needs to travel.
Man, nice confident stroke there. You don't want to try to get too cute here to where you're forcing this 7. Well, you just let it rip. Come on back. No problem.
Yeah, he's going to have to rip another one now.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys might have punched up the right side of the table. Carry that angle to where you're naturally coming around. Like Carl said, now he's got to get into this one as well.
Yeah, he's done a good job there. He's off the board. I was saying to Jeremy earlier on when we were commentating on Sanjin's match. I think it was Jeremy, me and Shaw. Last comeback. First time we was in Sarajevo, 2010. Sanjin was about 8 years of age with long blonde hair. Running around the table, smashing the balls in, and who'd have thought it? 2025. We're back and he's in the arena. Playing with the big pros. Quite unusual though. I remember when Jason was young and he, was a young kid running around smashing the balls in, the same, but Jason's still doing that. He still runs around, doesn't he?
Yeah,
as
he
where
still runs
Sanjin's
around.
gone so methodical and slow. But as a kid, he was running around drilling him in.
Yeah, I think every kid was running around drilling
You think
him
every
in.
kid runs around drilling him? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know too many youngsters that weren't drilling him in. But Sanjin's still a kid, right? 23 years old, am I correct?
Yeah, he's still a baby. We
Yeah.
class him as a baby, can't we?
So he's a mature baby. He's going to have a good look on that blue. This is the break right here. You could patent this. thrilled. I mean, look at the layout here. The 2 to the 3, 3 to the 4 to the 6. Really, where is the work? That's right here. And this was absolutely perfect, so I don't see much trouble here, Carl. He's got a chance to get within 1.
Yeah, he doesn't mind that straight draw shot. But the last couple of draw shots, he got a little bit excited. I noticed a lot of shoulder movement there, Scott. Did you? So I sort of just threw the whole shoulder into the shot. It wasn't the arm.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see it from there, but he has a tendency to do this, and I know we've talked about it. I know he knows we've talked about it, and he tends to dip the shoulder. But there, I mean, really no reason to even get close to the pink. So a little bit surprised, just not comfortable. He's got the ability. We've seen it.
Yeah, under high pressure situations, you know, when you're playing in an arena where there's a huge crowd and it'll be a race to 10 and it's 8 apiece, and you've got to knock a ball in, you're going to come unstuck, aren't you? Especially in the modern era of 9-ball, if we keep shimming these pockets up.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, right? IFX Payments, title sponsor of this event, but under 4-inch pockets here. The side pockets are miserable if you're above 40 years old. That includes you and I, Carl.
Steady on, pal, steady on.
So I think that's a key to this event and why we're going to see younger and younger players become elite stars on the tour.
Well, pulled the jump cue out. Could have easily gone rail first. Felt like going rail first and trying to manufacture something might have been easier.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I felt like you could do something. He was so close to the ball that there were some options. Yeah, he managed that well, and I did not see any movement. It's kind of when you least expect it. Jeremy touched on it early last week, and I don't know that it's the pressure. It's just kind of built into his game, and I'm sure he's aware of it. So I don't think it's really the pressure that the movement comes into play. I think it's just kind of built in, which is okay. There's times where it really shows up.
Can be the crazy thing sometimes with 9-ball though, can't it? I mean, you know, regardless of what's gone on in this match, you know, Capito's been by far the best player in this match because it's such a short race and the game can help you. You could be staring down the barrel of a 3-2 scoreline.
And there's a good look at Capito and Labutis, and here he goes again, drawing down this left rail. Got some help from the point.
Yeah, that could wind you up a little bit, that. If it stays on the rail, you know your opponent's struggling with his cue in a minute. That could, like, test him. Now it's a hanger. You can just tell he's really struggling with his cueing.
He does not look like the same player
Scott, look at that. He's hit it straight.
that we watched last week. Pretty stunned at that there. But I think it has a lot to do with the way he mishit a couple of those draw strokes.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's in the players' heads, isn't it? You know, last week on the diamond table, We felt like they were playing a little bit more generous than some of the open events we've been to. This is obviously, a lot different. And again, when he misses the straight 9, he could have gone over a pocket. It didn't. Capito doesn't knock the tricky 9 in. Still 3-1. Sanjin gets down and knocks this in the centre of the pocket. Mark my words.
Watch this lower left corner as well. He does go to make it.
That's why you need to be playing on a tighter pocket, because the ball should never go in. He didn't hit it good enough for it to go in, so why should it go in? Well, Scott, it's been a strange day one. Some of the big players on the WNT Tour are really struggling.
Yeah, I think if you're Sanjin, you go back to the drawing board, right? You just touched on something that I was thinking about. He played on a diamond table all last week, probably prepared on it. I know he has one in his pool room. I think you've got to come in here and spend a little bit more time on these tables, right? Deep pockets, deep shelves, tight pockets. Table plays different, slides a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a good shout. It's a good call.
And you'll notice that's what most of these guys are doing, right? They're coming in, putting in the time.
Well, Jason Shaw is on the main table next against Tyler Steyer, and Shaw and Tyler, they've been putting the work in. Tyler's on one practice table right now. Jason's been here for at least an hour, to my knowledge. Okay, Capito to break. He is on the hill. No easy look at this one, though. I don't know if there's a cross bank on in the side. I don't know how thin that really is.
Yeah, it is bankable, but a lot of times that ball tends to want to reverse, even with an outside ball, because it's just not grabbing. I don't think he's going to play it, but we'll see. I guess at 4-1, maybe he can afford it. The 2 seems like a big ball to get behind if you'd like. Yeah, it seemed like a big ball all along. Did he get a window, though? I believe he's got to look at the 1 on the left side. Oh, yeah, he does have a 1 ball in the left side. It can go forward.
Far too much body movement. Seen it again. He's jumping up. He's moving forward. He's got to work on the cue action.
Yeah, and he's got so much talent. It's rare to see somebody at his age with that much body movement. It just isn't something that you see very often.
Yeah, he's like a kangaroo on a trampoline. The man at the table won't care, though. He's just there to mop up the mistakes. He's looked good, though, Capito, hasn't he, Scott? Really good, and he's breaking good as well.
Yeah, he's looked rock solid. Really, the tactical play that he just made on the 1, leaving the window, is one of the only glaring mistakes I can remember. Wasn't really that glaring.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's got an outside chance of winning the event, but if you look at the big guns, the Shane Van Bonens, the Shaws, the Chewers, they're probably going to be the bookies' favourites. But Capito, he's definitely in this. He can go on a mad one.
Yeah, does he have to do something here, Carl? I think that this is awkward. Going forward is almost impossible. That cue ball's going to kill to the right side of the table unless he hits it easy, but he can't get through it enough. You see the angle there.
Yeah, this might not be over just yet.
King 4 does not pass the green 6 to the top left.
Going low with the cue ball. Trying to drill it round. This could do with bouncing off the top rail. We'll give that a 9 out of 10. Good effort.
Fully agree. I concur. Just opened up off that third rail a little bit more than I expected.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? If it just bounces a few more inches off this top rail, there you can see, look at the difference in the camera angle there. Look how steep that ball is.
Boy, but I'm looking at his body language. He's pretty confident, this young man.
Yeah, and he's got them eyes, you know, when he's down on the shot. Really zoning in on his target. Seen a few of these missed though, haven't we, today, Freeze? Got to bear down here. Look at how long his bridge hand is. I thought he'd put his hand on the slate. He's kept it on the rail.
Yeah, that's the first ball he's hit that wasn't really clean.
Yeah, and pay attention how soft he hit it. You really give the pocket an opportunity to just kill the cue ball. If you don't quite hit centre of the bag, the spin and the speed can help the object ball fall, especially at that angle. And Capito's done a good job here. He's played a good solid set. He's broke very well. He's got one more match left on table 2, last match of the evening against the young German, Neuhausen. He's going to have to improve. And there's the 9-ball. Robbie Capito from Hong Kong beats the local lad, Sanjin Pehlivanovic, 5 racks to 1. Sanjin will be up on table 2 a little later. Coming up on the main, Jason Shaw against Tyler Steyer. A little Moscone Cup battle coming right up.